2C, motion on notice from Councillor Hossain. I call on Councillor Hossain to move the motion, and could you just confirm who is seconding your motion?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'll submit my motion. I'll try to find someone on the floor. The opposition to blanket 20-mile speed per hour speed limit zone in
Chair,
City.
point of order. We shouldn't be listening to this motion if it's not been seconded.
Yeah, you already showed the placard. Vote for Labour already. Thank you.
Position is this. Councillor Hossain has the right to put his motion, and then that's what the advice have been given by the legal team. Since there is no seconder, if he can get a seconder, it will move from there. If no seconder, it will collapse there.
Yes.
But
May I ask a question, Sharon? It's not quite clear. So does that mean that, I mean, it doesn't make common sense to me, firstly, but does that mean that this councillor is going to be able to present a motion and we're going to have a debate on a motion, no debate, so just going to be presenting a motion that we're not actually going to vote on?
so smart. My advice is that if he has a seconder, then the legal standpoint is this: we don't have the power to do it. But he, as the councillor, can put forward his motion. That's the advice I have been given.
Chair, Mayor, which part of our standard orders allows that?
I'll go.
So, through you, if I may.
Yeah, please.
Mr. Mayor.
I've given it to you.
So, the point here is in terms of the ability to put a motion, someone may present a motion, and it may be that having presented it, someone thinks, oh, I may second this.
Lord Chair, the rules of debate in general terms say that if a motion isn't seconded, it's not heard. Now, if this is in the Constitution, then I'd like to see where in the Constitution that is, or here where that is.
Yeah. So Councillor Bajent, if I may, a motion or amendment shall not be discussed unless it has been proposed and seconded. Now, the point with that is, of course, it shall not be discussed, but it can be proposed. So this is where Councillor Hossain has the ability to propose, and it may well be a second doesn't come. That is what the Constitution says at Rule 17.1. And I appreciate it.
Chair. No. Proposed is part of the discussion.
Legal advice has been given to me. So I have decided, let Councillor Hossain put his proposal. To you, Mr. Hossain.
Apologies to delay further, but I'm just objecting. Is this allowed to have a sign in front
Yes,
of?
any sign is allowed. Any sign is allowed. Previously, it was sign of different banner, I saw. So it was not any complaint before, so it should not be complaint now. Thank you. Yeah, I respect your advice, but it should be everyone. So opposition to blanket 20-mile speed limit zone in Cambridge. Council note that Cambridgeshire County Council has proposed including 20 mile per hour speed limit restriction new 30 roads in Cambridge City. When combined with the existing road with 20 mile per hour speed restriction, would have the effect of making all the major roads in the city 20 mile per hour, equivalent and effective 20 mile per hour city-wide limit. Council believes that the speed restriction should be only implemented with this specific consent and evidence supported by the local community on a street-by-street
Mr.
basis.
Mayor, point of order. Has Councillor Hossain declared an interest in this matter since he is a taxi driver? Does he not have an interest, a pecuniary interest?
Do you have an interest or do you want to declare an interest?
Yes, I am a taxi driver. It was declared in the website all the time, but it is not a taxi driver, not in only use the road, all the commuter, all the Cambridgeshire residents using the road. I am talking on behalf of my residents. I am allowed to do so. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
So despite having a financial interest, he's allowed to speak, is he?
There is no financial interest covered with it.
I would advise you, think carefully, because you might say you're doing it for the benefit of the people, but at the same time, you have a financial interest on it. If you're not being careful, you are attracting a criminal offense. You have to be very careful on this. It's your call. I have just advised you. That's all. Thank you.
I am raising this issue for my community. That's clear. The speed restriction should always be implemented with the specific consent, evidence supported by local community, street by street basis, to reflect, to impact this may have a individual neighborhood. Lower speed limit can lead insufficient traffic flow, causing vehicle to operate lower gear for longer duration. This result is increasing fuel consumption and high emission, exacerbating the high pollution at the time where we are working to improve our air quality. Many residents and workers in the city that rely on the vehicle for their essential travel. A reduction of the speed limit without a clean justification risks increasing fuel consumption and placing an additional financial burden for the motorist on a time rising the living cost. The decision of the scale should be subjected to comprehensive economical impact assessment and evaluated to the potential consequence in this policy. Major decision affected local businesses, workers, residents, and should be backed by proper research and consultation. To write to Cambridgeshire County Council to object to this existing proposal for the base of individual neighborhood have not been properly consulted, or citywide residents properly aware of the overall transport, implication of the city-wide 20-mile speed limit restriction. To introducing our submission to Cambridgeshire County Council, a request for a full economic and environmental impact assessment to be conducted before any further proposal of this kind are made. To engage this meaningful consultation with the local business, residents and transport professional to ensure any change of the speed limit are evidence-based and proportionate. To prioritize alternative measures of the improving road safety, such as better road maintenance, improving traffic light sequencing, and targeted the enforcement of the high-risk area rather than blanket 20-mile speed limit. Mr. Mayor, while my motion opposing 20-mile speed limit will be not debated due to this lack of seconder, I believe it is still important to voice concern many residents who have shared with me concerned with increasing fuel consumption, high pollution, and financial burden the policy places on business and commuters. The real issue is that not the residents who might unintentionally excess the low speed limit road where the road is designed 30 or 40-mile speed limit. A real issue this who is introducing this policy and make a risk criminalizing ordinary people simply who they try to do about their daily life. So I ask whose actions are truly offensive. I encouraging all the council members to engage with this meaningful dialogue with the residents, listen to their feedback and ensure their voice are considered in further discussion. May I ask the House if anyone want to be my seconder? And if he is the one seconder, yes, Mr. Mayor, you can decide. Thank you.
So, is there anyone want to second? The motion has been put forward by Councillor Hossain. I believe the answer is no. Therefore, your motion has passed. Motion failed, sorry. Do you want to second? No. Now we move on to agenda item 2D, motion on notice from Councillor Shield